to another event of Beating Bam. Season 2, Week 2. We got some awesome prizes, some fun bonus with ace races, and a sick new bonus event. Don't miss it. First off, the prizes. For Beat and Bam, you get an accurate skip flow with the IB Bam stamp. There's a random draw for a skip flow with the smiley stamp, and the most aces on Sunshine Glade is win the custom putter. The tiebreaker for that is going to be overall score on Sunshine Glade and then overall score on the event. The event is closing on Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Event code is BAM81. Make sure you have your rounds in before 9 p.m. on Sunday if you want to be eligible to win the Beating Bam stamp. And a brand new type of bonus event. We have the Mean 18 layout where you can win the Clean 18 stamp for shooting a clean -18 to get yourself a glide skip paradigm with this stamp. Make sure you give that a go. Check out the video linked in the top right here. The layouts this time around is first set is tight lines. Second, we're playing Sunshine and back. That's Sunshine Glade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Make sure you're getting those aces on Sunshine Glade, since whoever hits the most aces on Sunshine Glade is going to win a custom stamped putter with the mold and attributes of your choice. Third round is True Par. This is the old True Par back before a lot of the holes were nerfed to be easier, so it won't be quite as difficult as it was the first time around. And ending with Maple Hill 2024 MPO back 9. Let's jump into round 1 of tight lines. All right, here we go. Round 1 is tight lines. Let's jump in and see if I can hit some of these lines. This is one I like to go with my light glide paradigm. And there is a line kind of straight where the chevrons are aiming to the right of that tree. But this is the tree that you really just want to make sure you get past. So I like to aim over here towards this tree and let a paradigm turn up the middle and ideally to the left of that tree, just so I don't hit that one freaking tree. Dang, that sucked. 425. Do I save it? I think I'm going to try to save with the light glide paradigm up there and see if I just landed on the island. Go, go, go. And an eagle? Well, that was unexpected. If you're just seeing by score of eagle, you're not expecting that that's where they're going to get it. Ideally, you want to get past that tree so you have a much easier throw onto the green. But that's one way to get the eagle, that's for sure. Northern Lights 3. I'm going to take the diamond off the tee. The shift works as well. And it turns hard here. And I get some good ground play, which the diamond gets better ground play than the shift. But not that time. Good ground play means I can go rhythm into the green. But here, I'm still going to take the Glide Sapphire on forehand and about a half disc of Anheuser. Should get me out here towards that tree. And the wind is going to swing this back. Some good ground play this time is going to leave me a look for this birdie. 53 feet, a little bit downhill, and the 2-wind. I'll go like 30 feet of power and go ahead and knock that one in for that birdie. Next tight line we need to hit. Not really a tight line though. There's Lost Island 7. There certainly is a line trying to flex down that gap through the spine. It'd be with a Glide Sapphire. Something like this. However, I think the much easier and safer line takes the Water Skip Sapphire. And from this aim point, the tip of the top chevron around the hill and a little bit to the right. Then a straight pullback from there. Way easier, in my opinion, to go around the right side and get yourself down onto the screen. If you have a roll or a sticky sapphire, that works even better. It's going to check up a lot sooner than this. A lot of times this water skip or windbreak will end up against that spine, and the roll can even potentially park this basket. But 60 feet is not bad. Even if you're against the spine, I think worst case scenario is you're like 97 feet away. Kehoe Backwoods 1. This is a tougher wind to get through. I think I'm still going to take my typical line with a glide roll rive. and just adjust with the anhyzer on the disc. I like the ride over the fairway because it can penetrate further down the fairway before it's going through these trees. Like those trees I just went past right there, a typical fairway driver play like a Skip Sapphire is going to be challenging those trees every single time. In a one win, that drive can push way down that alley before it ends up fading over towards the basket. Oh, I got to keep it smart. I'm going to show you the smart play. If you've watched my channel before, you've seen the skip drive forehand, big anhyzer play. But here's a safe birdie. Take the glide sapphire up there. It gets around the corner, and you have the tap in here for the birdie. Easy peasy. This is definitely a tighter line. If you have a light glide drive in your bag, there's a line direct at that basket. We can get it all air. That's definitely a really tight line to hit. Harrywood's 9 is a forehand with a glide water skip drive. Slide left and aim up into this V here. Give that a straight pullback. And this gets up over those trees, fades into the middle of this fairway. Ideally a little bit more in the middle, but this should be okay. 388. It's sapphire distance, but because I have these trees in my way, I need to go up and around. So I'm going to arrive, get plenty of height under this, and make sure I fade out before getting to that church. Because if you get to that church, you're going to have a bad time. It's going to drop you OB and you're going to end up with a par at worst here, or a par at best, if you can save it. But this is most of the times going to be an eagle at most top level play. Okay, here's a trickier one. I'm going to go with the roller. Glide roll drive, slide left, and I put the middle chevron on the tip of the distance marker, and then on this tree. So slide it to the left a little bit. The roller angle to 1 wind is about here, and this 3 wind, I'm going to try to adjust to about here instead. And as long as I get around this corner and stay safe, I'm going to be happy at it. This might get lucky enough if it curls up to even give a look. It's going to be a long look. Not a look that I think I have much of a chance for. I think it's going to be like 120, 130 feet away, 125, right in the middle there. I'll try to get it. I think there's a nice backstop there with a log. So I'll go like 150 on this. And it just off the cage. That's really difficult, for me at least, to get the power just right on that shot. But you get a look at it if you hit the roller line just right. Frozen Valley 5 is another tight line to hit. I take the glide skip paradigm, put the middle chevron, base that tree out there in the distance, and then a little bit down. Slide left, and I give this a straight pullback with the tiniest bit of anhyzer. I'm just barely seeing the disc peek out over there. And this is looking pretty good if it gets a real skip. Get a real skip. There's a real skip. And it's going to have us a look for this eagle. The paradigm just makes this hole way too easy. From here, I'm going about 80, maybe 100 feet of power. And knocking in that eagle after hitting that tight line off the tee. Final tight line to hit is going to be Blueberry Thicket 3. I think this is easier with the glide skip drive. Up here to this kind of watchtower in the distance, then a little bit over a half disc of hyzer. This could even have a little bit more if the sway had it a bit more stable, but a good skip, as long as it's not behind those trees, which it's not, leaves us 93 feet, which is a really makeable throw in from about that kind of power. And knocking in that eagle, pretty happy with this run through tight lines of -13. All right, here's Sunshine and back. It's a Sunshine Glade round. Remember, there is an ace race challenge in play on Sunshine Glade. Whoever gets the most aces on Sunshine Glade is winning a custom mold and attributes on a custom stamped putter. So make sure you're going for those aces. The tiebreaker on that is the lowest score on Sunshine Glade and the lowest score on the event overall. Something a little different here. I'm going to clip in some videos so you can see some other ways to ACES as well. Westy shows us the line with the accurate glide hope, top chevron just to the left of the basket, and a straight pullback for a little bit of turn of that hope, and drop it in for that ace. Aaron has a line with his peer. He's going to show us aimed up right on top of the basket, and a little bit of anhyzer on that pullback. That's another way to get an ace. Reese shows us with a shift. You can aim straight in the basket with about half power. Zonker's going to show us a drop aimed off to the right of the flag, and the overstability of the drop drops into those chains. It's also going to show us with a compass, a very similar aim point, and it's going to fade off over into the chains there as well. Finally, Death Shock with the accurate sticky core, aiming just to the right of the basket, and a little bit of hyzer on that pullback sends it in for the ace. There's a few ways you can go at it. My line, see if I can show you another ace, is with the roll rhythm. I aim right on the basket, and then a little bit less than a 2/3 disc of power here. I want the sway to be over to the right, which it was there. Down right is even better and would have given me more turn. But it looks like I'm going to end up taking the birdie here and not starting with the easiest ace that is in the game. Let's move over to hole 2. Westy shows us on Sunshine Glade 2 with an accurate sticky FD. Waiting for a top right sway on this disc and getting the ace on hole 2 with the FD. Aaron's got a skip sapphire in hand, aiming down low at the shadow, getting his sway to the left. Full power skip up, right into the chains there. Many different ways to get these aces. Reese is going to show us here with the glide sapphire on a forehand, and just to the right of the basket and low, and the full power forehand fades left and comes back right into the basket. Here's Zonker with his accurate sticky stag, top chevron just to the right of the top of the basket, and see him give a straight pullback there as another way to get the ace on 2. Death Shock shows us the accurate glide sampo, aimed out to the left and a straight pullback. Let the fade naturally bring it into the basket. My play here is the accurate sticky musket. I aim low to the left on this bush, and typically in a 1 wind I'm about here. In the 2 wind, I'm going to move a little bit further over and give the musket a straight pullback. See if I can get one. There we go, right to the heart of the chains. There's another way to ace this hole. Hole 3 now. On hole 3, Aaron's reaching for a skip sapphire again, aiming high out to the left and a little bit less than half power pullback. He's going to slow down, fade out heavy, and skip in for that ace. Westy taking his accurate sticky instinct, same as Explorer on forehand, just to the left on the basket and full power. That is fading towards the rock, so if it misses, it's going to be safe still. Reese shows us with an FD1, a little bit of power off, aiming at the flag to the left of the basket. On the forehand is one way to get the ace. Another line for Reese is with the accurate windbreak fuse, aimed just above the basket on a forehand and a full power pullback. Hopefully this gets into the basket just around the rim and manages to stick. Zonker's going to show you with the compass line just to the left at that flag. Compass goes out straight and forehand fades itself into the basket for an ace. Death Shock showing his favorite accurate sticky core again, aiming out right towards the rock, and that straight pullback again, in here to get the ace. My play here is the roll rhythm. Go right on this basket, and this is the same shot as Sunshine Glade 1. Right on the basket, get that sway down to the right, and this is looking good to go straight. Oh, what? Oh, man. That was a dirty spit out. How did that even? Right over the lip. I thought I lied perfect, but it rolled off that left side over the top of the cage. So clearly a viable ace line, even though it didn't work out for me right that time. So I am -4 through 3. Let's look at what we got for hole 4. Here's Aaron on 4 with a accurate windbreak spare on default aim and a full disc of hyzer. Once he gets that sway just right down to the bottom left, he lets it release to go in and get the ace on 4. Westy goes at this with his glide warship, top chevron on the ground just to the right of the basket. Straight pullback, lets the disc do all the work to get the ace here. Another line move from Westy, forehand with the instinct. Looks like that bottom chevron just below the basket. And a full disc of Anheuser lets it swing out left and fade back hard right into the chains. Reese shows us with the FD1, aiming up high to the right of the basket, taking a little bit of power off there to let it fade to the chains. Death Shock another line with the FD1, aiming a little bit lower. His pullback, though, is full power and just a little bit of Anheuser on it as well. Zonker is going to show us with the accurate glide compass, aimed off to the right a little bit higher than the warship. The compass is actually the exact same as a warship, just a little bit less glide to it. And another line with the Glacier from Zonker, aiming a bit lower, more like the warship, and letting the Glacier do its work to find the basket for this ace here. My preferred play here is the rhythm again. I put the bottom chevron right in the middle of the basket, aim up just a little bit, and the pullback here is a little bit further to the bottom of this second Wi-Fi band. That sway was clearly a little bit to the right, and there's always a bit of RNG in play here for getting across and being able to get your look at the ace. We'll go ahead and take our birdie instead. We're moving on next to Sunshine Glade 5. I didn't get you other footage for Sunshine Glade 5 because the idea of this shot is always the same. I go with a light glide paradigm, aim somewhere up to the left, and give it a lot of flex angle. This headwind has me a little bit nervous. I don't want to overturn it and end up in the water. So in the one wind, I'm about here. And that headwind, I'm going to bring that back quite a bit and make sure I don't overturn it. I did successfully not overturn it, but I'm going to leave myself a very long look. This is not a tree you want to hit. I'm 140 feet out now. With this 2-wind, I typically take 20 feet off if I'm closer, but I'm pretty poor from this distance. I'm missing short. I'm going to go up to 130 feet of power and see if I can knock it down. No, still a little bit short. Need to go a little bit more. So I'm taking a birdie and giving the ace right back to y'all. Going back now to Sunshine Glade 4. Again, I take the roll rhythm, aim straight up on the basket, and my pullback is right past this second Wi-Fi line. This one's gonna miss the other side this time, over to the left. This is definitely the hole on Sunshine Glade that I get the least out of all of them. I think I get 1 the most, and then 3. I mean, they're basically the same shot. And then 2 and 4 are very rare. Let's see if I can get 3 after talking about getting it. Aim on the basket. 2/3 pullback. Let the sway get down and to the right. Down and to the right. I'm going to get impatient and probably just release soon. I got impatient and of course it was up. Oh, whoa! This hole is not liking me this event. Wow. Part of the reason I throw the roll there so it doesn't get that crazy ground play, but that just took off straight into the water. And there's a par. Not looking good for me on Sunshine Glade. When I have this right to left one with a musket, I aim straight on the basket and give it the pullback, straight back. That would still miss a little bit left. So any left to right wind, or right to left wind, that's a 2-wind. I'm gonna be doing that right on the basket. And I haven't really paid attention to where the sway needs to be on that one. And Sunshine Glade 1 to end it. With the 2-wind, I'm gonna adjust my aim a little bit off to the left and see if that 2-wind can make the adjustment for me to put this in the basket, which it does. All right, 2 aces for me, but a pretty poor score overall of -10 on Sunshine and back. So certainly a lot of you will be surpassing me on that one. All right, here's round 3. It is true par. These are holes that prior to an update that made a lot of the holes easier, were very, very difficult all the way through to even get the birdie, so it's truly par. I'm going to take the diamond here and bit off to the left and give that a straight pullback. I love how this gets up the gap without ever having really a chance of missing. To 72 feet. Raised up is 80. So I'm the two headwind throw about 60 feet of power here. I'm second guessing. I don't like second guessing my throw-ins. I don't like second guessing, so I just got to let that rip before I get in my head too much. That's good with a diamond, shift, even a glide sapphire if you give it the anhyzer instead. Pioneer Bay 3. A tough wind, but a wind that tells me I gotta go for the island at least. I don't want to risk getting too far to the right. I don't think I need to get too far to the right up there. But this is going to get a good skip onto this middle island. Glide, water, skip, drive. This next one, I'm going light glide paradigm. Because if I miss, I don't want to go skipping too far. But hopefully it's just perfect instead of a miss. Some good ground play up over that rock. Or staying back from the rock. Back from the rock is good too. 80 feet raised up. I'm judging about 20 feet up on that. They call that 100. And a 3 headwind or the 3 wind has me throwing with 70 power on this one. See if I can get this sway right. There we go. Knock it down an eagle. That's a fun bonus eagle to get and not one you get it all the time. Downtown 7. I should have practiced this more. This one's actually been messing with me quite a bit. I aimed for that front shore with a sticky musket. And I think this is my hyzer about here. And I'm pretty sure this is looking good. Yes, looking good. Don't even need the backstop to be able to stop this. I'm not going to mess with the putting function. Oh, that was a little more power than I wanted. But it's able to stay in just fine. Ever since baskets got better at catching, there's really not much of a reason to use the putting function. Frozen Valley 2 is a glide sapphire off the tee. Slide right, especially in a one wind, it's very easy. On that top chevron, put the V on the top of the chevron on that rock that's on the island. Kind of see where that's lined up there. And then give this a straight pullback. The big risk is hitting this tree that I just passed. But if you get past that just fine, you're going to hit the ice and slide up here for a look to cross over pretty easily. I think the crossover shot is the glide skip paradigm again. Bite off a bunch of distance up there. See if I can't get a little bit of an eagle look at this. Not with a dead skip. I'm not going to be able to. 387. I saw Luckiest Guy say once on Discord that he always runs with the forehand skip paradigm. So I've been trying that. I've been trying that. I've never gotten it, but that's what I go to now because he said it did it once. So I figure I'll try it. 40 feet of power to throw down this hill. And very happy with birdie there on Frozen Valley 2. See when we get to the holes that are changed. Downtown 9, this is one that changed. Glide, water, skip, ride for me. Slide left, aim, top chevron kind of on that window. And then 2/3 power, pretty much a straight pullback with that wind. This will work great here. And go up the center. The big change on this one when the holes changed were those curbs. Those curbs on the side of the grass here did not used to be here. So imagine this hole without having those to save you. If you get a little bit off left or right, was a way tougher hole back then. Owlwood 7. This wind has me thinking it's not going to be Rive. Glide Sapphire is still fine. I slide right and get down on this wall. It's just a matter of getting the hyzer angle just right to get through these trees. This angle opened up a lot through here. There's another one that changed when the holes changed. And that used to be a much tighter angle to get through. 80 feet here on the raised basket. We'll have a tiny bit of power to it on the forehand. And knock it in. Tiny bit of power because it's a raised basket. And forehand, let me throw with the true power in the 3 wind. This hole used to be so tough. I think it got closer and the elevation off in that distance came down. It used to be a much steeper hill to climb once you got there. I go glide skip drive off the tee, aiming just to the left that hillside. I want to be kind of tight on the hillside, not touching it. Okay. That's okay because the hillside on once we get around kicks us back out closer to the position we want to be in. I like being able to get a straight pullback here. That's achievable with a glide skip drive. Aim down very low onto this green, and a straight pullback might get me a little bit caught up in this trees, but it looks like it's gonna fade out. It does indeed fade out in time. They have a good look up to this green. Where I'm judging the distance to throw in here, I'm adding 100 feet of distance to it. So I see 426. For me, that's the glide water skip drive. Aim it way out to the right and let it hang itself over back towards the basket. A little bit of ground play up there, just fine. And we're going to be able to secure this birdie. We'll throw this in the last 45 feet to secure that one. Next true par hole that we have is another par 5. It is Lost Island, Pioneer Bay? Pioneer Bay 8. I don't think it's actually this bad. This wind might have some people bringing eagle into play. I don't really have it dialed much. I think the light glide paradigm in a 1 wind, it's a straight pullback, and a 3 wind, I'm going to give it a disc of hyzer. And it goes up this gap, no problems at all. You don't need to bite off distance on this hole. You just need to get up somewhere safe. These bushes that are around me, be careful. Some of them do have collision if you get in there. This wind has me thinking about it. Do I try? I think, okay, I'll try. Try to skip through there. That is terrible. But maybe I skip through the second one. No. I'm going to have some work here. I tried to get over to the hole on the far right side, but clearly did not do that successfully. Now pinched on this wall, I need to figure out what my play is to get around. I'm thinking about going over the top here. And I think that might be the play to make sure I'm not going to hit this right in front of me. But I don't want to aim this high up there. To aim out to the side. I want to go light glide because I want to get the extra distance out of it. And give us plenty of hyzer. Get up over the top. It does. And it'll be down here on the green as long as it doesn't jump on those steps. It did not jump on those steps. So we're able to throw it in the last 70 feet to take that birdie, despite getting a little cheeky on that second shot and running it in more than I should have. Final hole, KO Park 9. Way easier after the hole updates. That Mando used to be further away and rotated a bit more away from us to close that angle, get it in. But now it's the Glide Sapphire, easy to get there. I always go Sapphire off this tee unless I'm really desperate. Because your goal on this hole is first, make the Mando. If you don't make the Mando, par is not really in play because it's very tough to save it from that drop zone. Once you make the Mando, even if this were to be a 4 headwind, you have a chance of saving that birdie. I'm going to go about 40 power here on this one to get that birdie. And even the 4 headwind, if you don't get very close, you get the par after all. So minus 10 here on true par. So I did better than true par. Nice. And finally, Maple Hill Gold 2024, back 9. This was going to be Foxtail Meadows, but it was just not quite ready to go into events yet. So hopefully we're going to have Foxtail Meadows in Beaten Bam next month, if that's ready to go. But we will have fun with the Maple Hill back 9. This is a really tough first shot, especially in this wind. I don't like the wind that's going to be pushing me into that hillside or into that, what's it called, the wall. My typical play is a slide left with the light glide paradigm. Just aim here and throw it up there. I think I'm going to take this similar aim, give it some anhyzer. I hope I don't get caught in those trees on the right. And if I don't, it's going to be my best chance of having a look at it. 62 feet. I'm going to switch to forehand because I have the 3 wind. Slide left, try to get around that wall a little bit. And maybe like 70 power on this one. See if I can get it up there. All right. Able to save that one. That's a good birdie. This, if we were to make a new true par layout, which Greg did, luckiest guy did make a new true par that'll be coming into Valley League. I think that's week 7. We're playing true par. I'll go look at that layout. I feel like this could be there. That's a very difficult par. All right, this is the MPO, so we're probably not going to end up with a look for the eagle. Our goal here is just to get out there as far as we can. Ideally, getting just to the right of this tree that I just hit, and getting further up there. This is going to be a tough shot now, get it in. I have 427 to go. I think I need to try and skip it up this middle. Skip up here, fade out. Oh, yes. That is probably the best save that could have happened to me there. This is a round where everything is going right and able to get it. If I got just to the right of that tree that I hit off the tee, I'm going to have a much better look coming into this basket. But it was clearly scrambleable. But if you get there, really, like, par is not a problem at all. I would have been happy able to save par from there if that's all I was able to get. Hole 12 is a very tough get. I go with a forehand and the glide skip paradigm, and even a little bit of Anheuser on this. The perfect shot is getting some good ground play and still flying down this hill to have a look for the eagle. I'm not sure that's quite close enough to give me comfort running this. I can give it kind of a soft bit at like 100 power. Wait, that's like, I'll go like 80 power. Because I want to make sure I don't get in those trees behind the basket on a miss. 80 power. Nope. It would have needed to be 100. I was just really worried about missing that basket and going flying into the bushes behind it. That's an okay birdie. On gold, it's birdie. But if you're playing the bonus event, it's FPO. It's the diamond layout. And you got to get that eagle on that bonus event. Hole 13 is the rhythm. I slide right, throw it down this gap. Hopefully ends up a little bit left. Good. A lot of my misses here have been, have been to the right and not had a good look at that basket. I'm still 108 away, so nothing is done yet. Oh, that butterfly got right in my view. With the 2 wind, I'm going to throw it like a little over 80 power and see if I can save something here. Oh, whoa. That was really high. I'm going to wait for this to rotate. Am I going to have a look at that basket? What's better, do it again or that? I think it's better to do it again. I guess this basket's downhill. I didn't realize that. And so I'll go 70 power. Okay, saving that par. I didn't realize how much downhill that was, so I should have adjusted appropriately. This is a perfect hole for the diamond or the shift. I slide right. Here's my typical aim, but with this wind, I'm going to aim right on the basket. And, oh, did I go forehand? I did go forehand. Okay, good. Slide up here onto the green. It just shapes this hole so perfectly to get up there. And the way that took off, I started to think maybe I did backhand, which would have been terrible. The diamond or the shift hit that line just fine. And we're going to thread this needle. This is usually the rhythm for me, but I'm a little concerned about being able to get the distance I need with the rhythm. I'll try to throw a low musket instead. And the musket, that's going to give me the extra distance I need. I aimed a little bit left and gave it left and low, and then gave it some hyzer to try and get that straight flight, or that flight as straight as I possibly could to get through there. 3 holes to go to lock this down. We'll be ending on 18. Oh, dang it. I did not practice one. It was something with a sapphire right around here, and maybe like a half disc of hyzer in this wind. Get through, get through, get through. All right. Down on the green, past all the trees. That's a good place to be. Now, I've been throwing forehand in a 3-wind the rest of this event. But when I'm 90 feet away in a 3-wind, I like backhand better. The only reason is because I don't really have a pullback point for 90 feet of power. I had 80, then I have 100. And 90 is just kind of somewhere in the middle. So if I'm in a 3-wind at 90, I can go backhand at 60 power and sneak it in that way because I do know what the 60 power marker is. 17, a big pushing wind. What are we going to do with this? I'm going to go with the glide skip drive and see if I can't slide left. Yeah, slide left, open that up that angle a bit more and see if I can't get out here and end up. Whoa, that's terrible. I was hoping to end up with a fantastic look for eagle, but now that you have the wind read, this is definitely eagleable for you. I'm going to lay up the fuse from here to hopefully stay in. Slow down, slow down. A lot less power than that if you're laying up. And I'll throw this in up here. What's that, about 40, 50 power? Oh no! Oh man. All right, so I'm keeping some strokes out there. Keep it open for you guys. Make sure to get some mistakes in. But still is a door open. Finally here, gold 18. I'm kind of wondering if this wind, or I'm just not even going to try. Let's see where I get. Am I going to get right on the red T-pad? No, I'm shorter than the red T-pad. I'm trying to think about going for it. If I go for it, it's like my paradigm. Yep. Get onto the green. Get onto the green, Paradigm. You did a great job, Paradigm. I'm proud of you. And we're going to put it in. Take that final birdie on a tough one there. Left some strokes out there, but did pretty well. This is going to be a tough one to beat Bam and earn your prize disc. Make sure you check out the bonus event if you haven't already. Win yourself that Glide Skip Paradigm. Thanks for watching, guys. And as always, stay bogey free.